Hey, Wambong World Entertainment, and of course, Lanterns is here. This video will be full of spoilers because we're getting into the big conversation that happened at the end of episode 1. So if you haven't seen it, you've probably heard about it by now and seen the images and stuff like that. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, you don't want it spoiled, you click away now. But we are going to dive into the spoilers because Kyle Chandler himself is now talking about it, but so is the writers, and they're making things a bit weird. We are, of course, going to be discussing the major spoiler, which we're going to discuss right now, which is the death of Hal Jordan, which we knew was coming because they told us it was coming. But one of the things that, of course, set up the mystery after his death was none other than, well, where's the ring? Because the ring was missing. Jon Stewart bends down, checks his hand, and the ring is gone. This is what the writers talk about. So Kyle Chandler talks about the way the story goes, how it's not linear and stuff, and what he felt about it all. Whereas the writers discuss kind of the killing off of Hal Jordan in the first episode and where the ring is. So if that's meant to be a big mystery, they spoil it straight away. So if you don't want to know that part, brace yourselves. I'll let you know when we're going to get to that. But as for Chandler himself, he's discussing like the big twist and stuff like that. So he was talking, he did an interview with Deadline, and he spoke about what happened. So he says this opens up the whole mystery of the show. The whole search is to find out what happened to him. I like the fact that the show is non-linear and they've layered it like that. So he likes the fact that it's not like you start off here, then you're here, and then we're here, and continue on, that it's back and forth and stuff like that. So liking Lantern's approach is telling this story too, and this is him now saying, 3-dimensional chess. Once you get all your pages tapped on the wall and you know where all your scenes are, then you can take this page in the script and this page in the script and figure out how to play with the material to reveal things differently or to lay Easter eggs as the actor. So I wonder if he's kind of saying, when they showed me you're going to be this kind of nonchalant arsehole kind of person compared to this scene where you're actually pretty nice, or this scene where you're more optimistic and stuff. So he must be talking about like you get to take the page and figure out how you're going to play that. And he also said, so maybe later on, if not anyone else, I remember I did that. You can have fun doing things, but it's complicated. So that was him talking about the way his approach to it and the way the show runs and stuff. So it says complicating is a good word to describe Lantern's cliffhanger, as Hal's missing ring raises some big questions about what's going on in the DCU. In 2016, Hal is training Jon to take his place when he dies, but for some reason it's kind of leaning into the spoiler. So if you don't want to know, now's the time to click away, but we're going to go into it, so you've been warned. It continues saying, Guy Gardner has a Green Lantern ring in 2025, the year before his fellow ring slinger's demise. So, according to Lantern's official podcast, Tom King said, so it's Tom King who gives this completely away and just like, hey, we're setting it up to be a big mystery. Hey, I'm just going to spoil the mystery right away. Tom King says, I mean, people who saw Superman in theaters and liked it, where there was a hidden mystery in the middle. By the way, why he puts in saw it in theaters and liked it, how does that add to this? I don't know, but that's what he says. There was a hidden mystery in the middle. Guy Gardner was Green Lantern. And that was a mystery because why? How did we get there? Don't know why it says we. Because at the end of this episode, Hal is dead. But also, You see John's hand. He's not wearing that ring. Guy has the ring. So why does Guy end up with the ring? And where do we go after this? Because this moves us forward. So straight away he's muddied the water, because now Superman, which was in place long before they had any ideas for what Lanterns was going to be, and they had Guy Gardner in there, now all of a sudden they're going, oh yeah, Guy Gardner had the ring before Hal Jordan was dead, blah blah blah. It's like, what? Like, this is just stupid for them to come out and start saying this crap. It's bad enough they already don't understand that the ring chooses its bearer. That they have Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan using the ring at the same time together. Like, he can take it off, hand it to him, and he can use it. And that's not how the power rings are meant to work. But it says, so Guy has Hal's ring. How does that work? Similar to how a Clayface was introduced in Creature Commandos, with relatively little in common with what we've seen of Matt Hagen in the upcoming Clayface movie. This may be a continuity conundrum that now needs to be solved due to a lack of planning on James Gunn's part. Fortunately, it sounds like answers are coming. It's worth noting that in the comics, Guy was chosen as a backup Lantern, so King may have misspoken here, as his ring is likely completely separate from Hal's. But here's the thing. If he misspoke, well then that causes even more issues, because Tom King was heavily involved with Superman as well. And he's flat out telling us, it's like, you can't misspeak when he says, how did he have Hal's ring when Hal was still alive before this thing and blah blah blah. And it's like, what? That's not misspeaking. He's flat out telling us, no, Guy Gardner has Hal Jordan's ring. And he also said, or no, this what their review was, and I don't care about what their review was, but this is just showing you that they really don't have a clue what they're doing. How they've just kind of misinterpreted crap. Again, you can't have a ring bearer using the ring and then be able to take it off and hand it to someone else and they can use it. That doesn't work. And now they're telling us that the ring then would have transferred over to Jon Stewart, but Guy Gardner has the ring. So how's it working for Guy Gardner? It's bad enough we're sitting there when they say Earth only has one Lantern, and yet, no, there's clearly three of them. Because there's Hal Jordan, there's clearly Jon Stewart being trained up to be one, and there's Guy Gardner. So how exactly are they trying to explain to us? Oh no, there's only one human Lantern, and it's Hal Jordan, except for Jon Stewart that's been trained up and can use the ring, and Guy Gardner, who apparently will have that ring and use that ring as well. It's like, what? So this has just made things so stupid and ridiculous. And the fact that Tom King has come out now and told us exactly where the ring is, it's like, well, mystery's over. Fucking idiot. So, what do you guys think about this? Do you think they just completely screwed themselves up with everything going forward in regards of how the rings can work and how the lanterns work in general? If you watched the show, what did you think about the demise of Hal Jordan and the way it was handled? Because look, he's just shot in the head. Okay? Let me know what you think about it all. And do you think there's more to the mystery than just Guy Gardner has the ring? Let me know what you think. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and hit that hype button and do all of that good stuff. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.